Anyway, let's get into the game. So I see we're in intense pain, which is not great. And yeah, that's going to be an issue. I'm also not super excited about the town that we've settled in. Oh, he's from Sweden. I was wrong. Oh well, I tried. I'm not thrilled about this town for a couple reasons. Because we are, one, pretty close proximity to this railway station. I don't love that. A lot of monster density there, really nothing of value there. I think last time I went there, there was a naked mole rat hanging around. Don't really want to deal with that. We're next to the swamp, which is a problem. We're not really close to the town, so we still have a fair distance to hoof it. If we want to explore in the darkness, you know. What is this? This is the ranch, right? It has the pond in the corner, I think is the ranch. So there's probably animals there, and I think the ranch spawns with a silo as well. So we might investigate that just for some foodstuffs. What's going on over here? Just a couple houses in the forest? What is this? Oh, it's the Migo. Yeah, we definitely don't want to mess with that. So I think we'll clear this little town. We're going to set up base here. If we can keep the zombies from destroying windows and things, it'll be, you know, more or less what we're looking for. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna get our little base set up. That way we have a place to dump all of our stuff. We are carrying. Oh, that's right. We found a mace. Not my favorite weapon, but pretty freaking great on day one. Plus we're in full plate armor, of course, which is really good. But also we're not going to be able to repair this for quite a long time. So my expectation, you can repair this with a bone needle. Are you serious? So the way it works in Cataclysm. If you have a anything made of multiple materials, you can use any item that would make sense to be used with either material. So here we have steel, which of course requires a welder, which is why I said, oh, it'll be difficult to repair. But because it has leather lining and whatnot, presumably we can also repair it with anything we could use to repair leather. So any of the tailor's kit, sewing kit, all that stuff. So that's actually really good for us, even though it doesn't really make sense because obviously the damage would be primarily on the metal armor. What else we got? A lot of abuse can be refitted. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't love plate armor in the game, but it is pretty great to have right now. So this place is closed up pretty well. I didn't see anything break any windows. There's a crossbow. That's right. This house had some weird stuff in glass cases. Some wine, right? Okay, so it looks like we've cleared this house. Did we explore the basement? I do not recall. Oh, that's right. Yes, we went down and some snakes came up and we're blind in the basement. So I think that's a product of our helmet. I don't really know. We are quite injured. We have to clear the town, I think. We could just shelter in place more or less until evening, but we don't really have any books. We don't have anything to do. It would just take a lot of time. Hello everyone, thank you for coming out. Good Golf PL as well as JC Black, Jackaholic and C Black we already said hello to. Hello everyone, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, it's a good time to mention I've actually gotten a fair number of followers over the last couple of weeks since I started doing this. I've only been streaming for about 2 weeks and I've already got like 41-ish followers, something like that. So I just wanted to shout out the people who've actually come out, who've followed. I know that I made a video on YouTube. I think I'm going to take it down. It was very, looking back on it, pretty desperate, talking about money and stuff, and I shouldn't have. It's like sometimes you get big expenses and then you look at your finances and you're just like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And you just get overwhelmed and you start panicking, and it's embarrassing in hindsight. Which part of the U.S. are you from, Murder? You don't need to answer. I would guess I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'm from the East Coast. I live on the East Coast of the United States, and that's about as vague as I want to be. Honestly, I think if you went back through all my footage and were like, I want to find out where this guy lives, I bet you could puzzle out what state I'm in. I know I've said it on Discord a few times, but I do try to avoid giving specifics about where I live. I don't really want to loot. Right now, I want to clear, so let's just look around for zombies. See a crawling zombie? I'm very nervous about this swamp as well because of the wasps and things. Hmm. Peroxide's good. We need more disinfectant. That will allow us to... Oh, and more disinfectant. Well, we're set on disinfectant, I guess. That'll allow us to heal more effectively overnight, which is really nice. We don't have the first aid kit, so unfortunately we can't actually train our... The first aid kit comes with the booklet, which lets you train to skill level 1. We're not going to be able to do that. Let's continue looking through these houses. We've seen a crawling zombie and a zombie child. We will loot these houses later, which is why I didn't go into the basement. But we'll do that eventually. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's shown their support. I regret making that video. I kind of wish I hadn't. I'll probably take it down from YouTube. But the support has been nice, you know. Even the dev team, I saw today WAP Caplet followed. Thank you, WAP, if you're watching this. You know, dev team members, contributors, people have been coming out in support. People from Discord, obviously. Several of you watch my YouTube content. There's a whole bunch of people from a whole bunch of different areas who have popped in and come out to show their respects or whatever, courtesy, I don't know what you would call it. But it's awful nice. So thanks to everyone who's come out, everyone who's been supportive. You know, I was going to ramble about self-esteem, but we're not going to do that. We'll just, you know, it is a nice thing. Thank you for coming out. Always surprises me when I go to take a break or something and I see, you know, 9 people in chat. That's always, I didn't expect, I don't know what I expected, but we don't need to talk about that necessarily. What can I talk? Oh, so I mentioned last time I streamed about my cat and how they're letting my cat outside on the leash, blah, blah, etc. I got some comments from people on YouTube who were like, yes, cats actually do need to eat grass. It helps with their digestion, or it helps them pass hair or something that they get in their body, which is interesting. And my family today told me, well, one, I asked them if she was chipped because we had that discussion, and turns out she was chipped when we got her because of the we got her from a shelter and they had already taken the precaution of chipping her and everything. So that was nice to know. If she does get out, hopefully someone picks her up and she would come back. But then today my family came and said, hey, we're not going to let her outside anymore, just because now she always wants to get out and we're worried she's going to run away. So I told them, someone on YouTube commented and said, hey, I have cats. I just grow I have a little planter at the window that I grow grass in so that my cat can nibble at it if she wants to. That's what we're going to do, I think. So I'm feeling a lot better about the cat. Last night, man, I actually like lost a little sleep over it because I went to work at like 2 in the morning and I felt something brush my leg when I closed the door, and I thought my cat got out. So like I spent like 10 minutes checking the porch, looking around in case the cat got out. And then I came home, and like normally when I come home, the cat is like waiting for me and she'll flop over and get her belly rubbed, all that stuff. And the cat was nowhere to be found, and I was like, oh my God, did I lose my cat? Did I lose my cat? So that was really unpleasant last night. When I went to bed, I was like, I still haven't seen the cat. I'm worried about my cat. That was not fun, but hopefully that all gets in a little bit better of a situation. So let's finish these enemies off. This mace, combined with the fact, mostly it's the mace because the mace is so heavy, and probably because the helm is restricting breathing, we're losing stamina incredibly quickly. That's definitely something we need to be aware of. It's a lot faster than if I were using a spear. I may even dump the mace just to pick up a spear because I'm realizing how freaking good they are. Cats eat... What kind of grass does the cat need? I have no idea. I didn't think they needed them because lots of people have indoor cats, you know, and I mean, she eats... We have like ferns or something and she chews on them, but I just assume that's because she's an animal and animals like to chew things. I didn't think it was a actual like digestive need or anything like that. But like I fully admit, I don't know anything about cats, so I don't know, but hopefully things work out for her. Okay, so we've cleared the town more or less. I guess we can begin looting. Again, it's a little early for us to kind of settle in for the night. So let's just clear some space. Where's the kitchen? Kitchen is to our east. Let's just put it in the middle of the floor here. Just get rid of all this furniture. On the plus side, the mace is really good for bashing, so that is something. Just haul all this garbage out of here. What about you, plant? What are you doing? Yellow indoor plant. Are they different colors? Just an indoor plant. It is empty. I don't know what that means, but we'll smash it because I don't like furniture being in the way. So we'll get rid of all this stuff. And we'll keep a table for crafting. Get rid of this one. Haul the wood up here. Okay. So this will be like our baseline area. In fact, let's just clear. I know I don't need to. I know that it's a huge open space, but I really do like having big empty spaces. So we'll just haul all this stuff over, and we'll make this our little like centralized base area. Here in the middle, we'll bring the stove over while I'm thinking about it. Go ahead and pull that stuff out of there. Oh, we don't have space. Just dump it on the floor. That's fine. Just dump it on the floor. Okay. Grab this. Move the stove over there. That'll do, I think. We're just going to set up our base a little bit and begin dumping our stuff. Working the backlog, getting new want to update the thumbnail to increase that process. I'm very bad at thumbnails. That's something that I really struggle with. Hello, Drunken Slender. Thanks for stopping in. Nice to see you again. All that jazz. I think this is fine. I like the idea of opening the front door and getting light in here for reading and stuff. So that's a pretty big open area. And we'll just start an unsorted pile. We don't need to sort everything right now. Let's just dump all of our stuff. And keep the aspirin, I guess. We should probably take some aspirin because we're in so much pain. Keep the mace. Drop the wood saw. You're gonna need some aspirin, my friend, so you will feel better. Unmanageable pain. Yeah, that's not great. Your thumbnails look good, Murder. No. not. I watch a lot of other YouTubers, and I'll flip through thumbnails and stuff, and some of them are quite bad. Some of them are like, here's a picture from like the issue with Cataclysm is that Cataclysm doesn't have any like big graphical moments. Like if I play something like you play 7 Days to Die, there's usually an exciting moment in there somewhere where you turn around and oh god, it's right in your face and it attacks you, and you just kind of make that into a thumbnail. Cataclysm doesn't really have that, so what I do is pull copyright free for commercial use images off the internet that kind of fit vaguely the theme of what is happening. So like this particular series is just a guy carrying boxes to a van like a delivery boy. It does not look good in my opinion. It could be a lot better. I did slap a border on them recently. I set up a pretty basic border in GIMP just so that I have something. Because I see YouTube videos with borders, and I listened to a podcast recently that talked about how since they've been putting borders on their YouTube videos, they're getting like 2% more people clicking them. And I thought, that's interesting. It's pretty easy to do, pretty basic, but it does look nicer. And I think I personally am better at clicking something if it has a border and it looks nice. So I thought, it's a simple, easy thing I could do that maybe will improve quality very, very slightly. So yeah, so I put a border up. Hubbo one is good. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just a border with I couldn't find an intercom photo that was free for commercial use, so I just blew up a speaker really huge and zoomed in on it. I think that one looks okay. Oh, that series also not really going as well as I sort of expected it to be. The third one in particular is quite bad. I don't know. Sometimes I get in my head about like professionalism and kind of like I have expectations for myself, and then sometimes I don't meet them. Oh, it didn't haul those clothing? Oh, where'd all the clothing go? Oh, I moved it into... No, that was a mistake. Move it onto the floor, please. There we go. And we'll haul that out to our unsorted pile. Yeah, third episode of the Hub series. I should have approached it differently. And next time, because I think I'm going to keep doing NPC faction camp stuff. Like I'm gonna function on or focus on other missions that are available in the game. We're gonna do that same style as we did with the Hubbo 1 series. And I'm hoping with my experience now, I'll approach it a little bit differently. It'll go a little bit smoother. That border is a massive, cleaner look. Yeah, I do think having a border makes the thumbnails look better in general. YouTube views are down and Twitch is up. I mean, it happens, you know, with especially you're not you haven't been doing YouTube for very long, and it's one of those things that's like, I mean, it took me like 8 months of like it took me months of daily videos before I even got like my first 100 subscribers. So it happens. I don't know what to tell you. And then Twitch is like, I don't think people grow on Twitch at all. I think Twitch is like, you're here and you're streaming and you bring your audience from somewhere else. That's always been my take, is like, start on YouTube, build the audience on YouTube, then convert them to Twitch. I don't know how it works going the other way. I know you stream. I don't know if it's easy to convert the other direction, but I've been having trouble converting from YouTube to Twitch. But honestly, without YouTube, I wouldn't have all of you in chat right now, frankly, most likely. So, yeah, I think we need to lose our helmet. I think it's blinding us. I can't really tell what else it would be. So let's pop off the old great helm. And we can see now. Does the plate armor cover the head? Is it literally a full plate of armor? No, it's just torso, arms, and legs. Interesting, it doesn't cover your hands. I guess you need gauntlets and like... What would you call armor on a foot? My brain says greaves, but those are like legs. I don't know what foot armor is. I guess just boots would be the thing. I watch your streams, so I don't want to watch it again on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense as well. But I haven't noticed a dip or anything. My numbers on YouTube still aren't very strong. I know that C Black, you will sit there and say, oh, you have great numbers. You know, I'm very small. It's just by comparison to some other people, I do okay. My numbers on YouTube have not been great. I think the tutorial series obviously did extremely well, was like the best thing. It's the most popular thing on my channel now. But the Let's Plays, not so much. People don't seem to love Let's Plays. I don't know if it's my style. I don't know if it's because people don't want to watch Cataclysm. I don't know if it's something, my voice, or something I'm doing wrong, or if it's just small audience. You know, it's always hard to pin down that sort of thing. But just keep plugging away, I guess. What else am I going to do? So we're going to do some... more of the faction missions stuff, I think. There's some other interesting missions in the game. We're going to cover those in that kind of tutorial style. And I think I mentioned this before. I'm interested in doing like more podcasty or audiobooky style content. It's just that those things take a lot of script writing and stuff that I'm not super great at. I've never really written scripts for talking. I've written stories, of course, and novels and things like that, but that's not the same as writing something that I'm going to be reading out loud. It is because I wrote some of like what was going to be a role play, and when I'm writing in first person and like I know that I'm reading it out loud, I want to write it differently because my writing style, when I try to read it out loud, it just feels a little bit unnatural. Let's ask the Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8 Ball, should I work on audiobook style content? Signs point to yes. Okay, Magic 8 Ball. I believe in you. I'll put my faith in you. It knows what to do. I don't know. It's just a lot of pre-recording work. Let's Plays are very easy. Let's Plays are one of those where you can just... It's that spew of consciousness. You just go, right? You just talk about whatever you want. Audiobook, you gotta act a little bit. You gotta put some emphasis in your voice, that kind of stuff. It's, I don't know. I've been wanting to get one again. What, a Magic 8 Ball? I haven't seen or touched one in like probably 20 years since the last time I saw a Magic 8 Ball. I saw someone showed, I don't know if they posted it on Discord or where, but I saw a Magic 8 Ball keychain, which I thought was interesting. And then I saw, it's so dumb, I saw a kit to make your own Magic 8 Ball, and it was literally just a hollow 8 ball with a dice that has words printed on it, and it's like all you do is fill it up and close it. And it's like, that's not really a make your own Magic 8 Ball. That's more like filling something with water. I don't know. Let's keep looting here. Yeah, I don't know. Audiobook style content. I really wanted to do some like review type stuff because I listen to a lot of audiobooks and I love apocalyptic stories, but they're all so terrible. So I thought, why not make a series where we talk about zombie books and apocalypse books and games and movies and stuff. And then I thought, like, what do you put on screen when you're talking about an audiobook? You know, I don't know what you would put in the video to be something for people to look at. And it would be more like podcasty content, and I don't know if that's what people want. And I have such a small audience, it's really hard to know. You know, you just try everything, so I might as well, I guess. Like you said, do what you enjoy, and someday it will pay off. Trust the Magic 8 Ball. I'm going to jump over to the computer, bad on the phone. Have you looked into Oxygen Not Included? I would listen to the podcast. So, I did do Oxygen. I did play Oxygen Not Included like shortly after it initially became, I guess it was in alpha or beta for a long time. I think they full released it a while back, but I haven't played it in a long time. And I didn't hate it, but what I remember is like, and I don't want to comment. It was a long time ago. I don't know what the game is like now. Back then, people would have like emotional breakdowns or something pretty much all the time. So like you could never get them to work because they would constantly be like, I'm not happy with my food. I don't have a good place to poop. And they would just lose their mind constantly. So I don't know if it's still like that. I've seen other people play it. Something about the fluid dynamics of the gas, I just never really appealed to me. I do think it's an interesting game. But I also don't play a lot of that simulation-y kind of build your own colony type stuff. I think it's interesting. I think it's a cool concept, and I like some things about it. But and it's just goofy, which didn't really appeal to me. I don't know. Seemed like a solid game. The only like colony or like I don't even know what to call simulation-y type game that I really sank my teeth into recently was, oh, what's that game called? Sheltered. It's a little bit it's like a bunker management simulation where you're like a family in the apocalypse. So you start off with 4 people and you kind of build your underground shelter, like Fallout shelter, but with it's different. And I really enjoyed that game. That's fixed. If you know, you can learn in 5 minutes on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could play something like that. The issue with game selection is usually not finding a game that interests me. It's more like, I mean, that's part of it. But game selection for me has always been, does it run on my computer well enough that I can record it, which Oxygen Not Included probably would. And then 2, how do you get people to watch something? Because like, unless it's new or a tiny game, I feel like every game I play, no one wants to watch. So like, over the course of the last year, I've played things like, I played like 50 episodes of RimWorld, and people had a real bad reaction to a lot of my decision making, and then the decision to end the game, even though no one was watching it, people got really mad. I've played handfuls of retro games. No one really watched that. I get on average like 9 viewers. I played Dead Space, which is a fantastic horror zombie game, and those average like 6 views a video. Some of them have like 2 views, and this is like months later. I've played Hitman, which is again solid game, really interesting, has a pretty cult following. People on my channel didn't want to watch it. I've played some tiny zombie games that people have never heard of, thinking like, oh, this is niche, maybe because no one else has played it, people will find my videos. Nobody watched it. I played Space Empires, and I got on average like 11 people watching it. And it's like, it just seems like no matter what I play, if it's not Cataclysm, nobody gives a crap. Like, and you can see that in on Twitch as well, because we've been playing Cataclysm, and I enjoy Cataclysm. I love Cataclysm, but I don't want to do this every time I stream. So I tried streaming some retro games. That did okay, 3-4 viewers. I tried playing WoW, which admittedly people seem to hate, but that got on average 1 to 2 viewers, and that was really just C Black sitting here supporting me, frankly. So it seems like everything I want to play, people don't seem to want to watch. Man, that multi-tool is really good to have. We should probably play the game more than we talk, huh? We should probably, on the video game streaming platform, probably play the game while we talk instead of standing still. You've done a lot. I mean, honestly, I've played dozens of, like, and it's funny because I look at other YouTubers, and so I listen to this podcast called Check the Wire. It's a Northern Lion and Dan Giesling. They talk about streaming and their philosophy on YouTube. And Dan was like, yeah, I only play like 3 games a year. And I was like, man, I played like a crap ton of games this year compared to that dude who streams full time. And I've done a lot of stuff. It just it just never got any traction. I don't blame anybody. It's just like, nobody seems to want to watch it. What about Zomboid? So Zomboid are some issues. I watch everything you post just for entertainment, if nothing else. Hey, thank you. You're keeping the channel going. I appreciate it. I found you through the experimental builds videos. Many changes in Cataclysm. Few people track the change. Yeah, that is by far the most popular ongoing thing on my channel is the experimental Cataclysms. People like the updates, of course, because I mean nobody wants to read. I don't want to read GitHub, you know, but I do it because I figured it would be content that people might want to see. So what about Zomboid? Zomboid, an ice axe head with a hammer, multi-purpose hiking and climbing tool. That's cool. I don't think we want it. It has some pretty good damage. -2 to hit again. Really hate these weapons that are clearly things that you could use as a weapon but don't function as weapons. We're out of space. Let's go back to base. Zomboid is like, since they went to 3D pre-rendered models instead of sprites for their animations and stuff, the game has slowed down considerably on my computer. I don't know if I could stream it. I could definitely record it. It's something that's on my radar. But I played that a lot when it came out, and I haven't really come back to it. I tried a couple times. I just couldn't really get into it. I'm one of the 3 that he talks about. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate those 3 people. It's just a little frustrating when you post something. You know, the tutorial series, right, got like, on the first video has like 3,000 views or something like that. And it's really depressing when you post something like that, and then you post another episode. Like, in RimWorld, I feel like I had really good commentary, and I would post RimWorld episodes, and it would get like 9 views, and it's like, obviously, like, because, like, okay, if you approach it from, I want to have fun, then you're like, okay, play whatever you want, right? Because you just want to have fun. What does it matter if people watch or not if you're just doing it for fun? The problem is, I also would like to make money with this eventually, and so it becomes a business decision. Would, let's say, you know, Netflix. Would Netflix push a series that gets 8 average views? Would they leave it up and let it occupy valuable, you know, recording time and all that? No, they would cancel the series because it's not in their best interest to keep pushing forward. Which is what I do to my content, and then people who presumably aren't even watching the series, like RimWorld, I had like, on average, was getting like 6-ish views when they first went up within that first 24-hour window, and then I canceled the series, and I had like a dozen people telling me I'm a bad person and that I should kill myself, and it's like, you didn't even watch the video, what are you mad about? Like, I don't understand. So like, there's no good answer, I think. I think the best way to grow, and this is based on my anecdotal experience, is to pick one thing and just immerse yourself in it. So I picked Cataclysm because Cataclysm is one of my favorite games of all time. The game is fantastic, and there wasn't a lot of people working to make content for it. So, and it develops super quickly, so it's something that's constantly evolving, constantly changing. So it was a no-brainer for me to pick up this game and to run with this game. And now, because I've been doing it for a year, I've become a known quantity. I'm involved in the Cataclysm community. I'm a pretty constant presence on the Discord. I obviously I keep up with the development and I make videos for it on a daily basis. That has led to my growth. So I think that is what that's what you need to do, I think, is to immerse yourself in a particular community and just go hard on that particular content. Project Zomboid, if it developed a little bit faster, I think would be exactly that. In fact, I know there's a streamer, I think, or a YouTuber, I think it goes Mathis Games or something like that, who runs with that Northern Line crowd. He started out, his Cataclysm was Project Zomboid. But I think because of the slow development and the fact that things don't change very much, people don't really need to see constant, new content, because it's the same game it has been essentially for several months now, right? It doesn't update that frequently. But again, this is all anecdotal. I actually have no idea how to do things. I didn't know you played RimWorld. Gonna check that out. Yeah, it's only like 25 episodes. I can't even remember how many episodes it was. So yeah, check it out if you haven't. It was interesting. I was using my random question generator, so the commentary was pretty wide and varied. I'm not very good at RimWorld, but I enjoyed playing. I just kind of got over it after a while, and no one was watching it. It's the internet. People are going to tell you to Minecraft yourself no matter what you do. It's like saying, how do you do? I don't know. I just don't know where to focus. Hello, or Tark. Thank you for stopping in. Hello. I don't recognize your name. Welcome to the stream. We are pretending we're playing Cataclysm while also just spending way too much time talking about YouTube and optimal, business-esque decisions. Interesting, there's a bike down here because you can't move that upstairs. Also, there's clearly something behind this wall, so we're going to check whatever's back here. Oh, it was just a wall. You lied to me. You lied to me, tile set. Alright, so nothing really down here that we want. That baseball bat definitely has value. Let's throw our helmet back on so we have space to pick up the bat, and we'll go back and dump things off at the base. You still don't have space. Again, this is probably an issue with not having a proper pocket size. You know what? I just realized we're wearing a sling. There's a backpack here, which I ignored because I thought we already had a backpack. So let's put on the backpack, and that will then allow us to pick up the baseball bat, and then we will also dump our sling at some point to reduce our encumbrance. You still don't have space. I guess because the baseball bat's so long and they haven't made pockets big enough for backpack. Obviously, you could fit a baseball bat in a backpack. I would say consistency is the game. Yeah, 100%. The fact that I've put up daily videos of Cataclysm for people say I've missed days here and there, but it really has been like a year. I did take a break back in December, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But, yeah, no, it's... consistency is hugely important in this particular industry. Are there secret passages? There are in some basements. There are things that have... Well, one, there are secret walls at some places in the game. I don't really think I've ever seen them, but I've heard people mention them. But there are occasionally hidden passages behind furniture. In fact, I just did the hub, the third mission of the hub, and all of the staircases in that mission are hidden. Confirm dropping. No, don't stop dropping. I didn't know you could interrupt dropping. That's interesting. I mean, now that it takes time to actually drop things, that makes sense. Man, this is not 0.C anymore. Nope, definitely has changed incredibly since the C stable. Consistency is Murder's forte. Will grow over time. Yeah, fingers crossed. A lot of my growth has been CDDA. What do I do now? It's my first successful run. I have a nice base and supplies, but I don't know what to do next. It really helps if you, as a first-time player, honestly, just do whatever you want. If you're a first time player, build a cabin. I don't know, pick a goal and just run with it. I want to build a cabin. I want to find this particular armor. I want to find this particular gun. If you were like an advanced player, you know, it becomes a pretty easy progression after a while. You know, day one you find shelter, whatever. You make your weapons, you get your food, you get your drinks, you set up a base, sort all your stuff, try to find good, you know, armor or clothing, that kind of stuff. And then basically it's like just loot everything until you can get to a lab, then you loot a lab, then you basically the game is over because you're bored, you have everything. So like as a new player, if you can get down to basics, just do whatever you want. Build out your base, build a cabin, you know, work on building your first murder vehicle, you know, that kind of stuff. Do whatever you feel like doing. If you really like want to min max, then I would say push for a lab as soon as possible. But if you're a new player, a lab is probably likely going to kill you. So I think it's hard to give advice on things like that. Set up a goal, clear a town or a path. Yeah, 100%. If you can just pick a personal goal and work towards that, you're going to have fun. I mean, ultimately,